students. Today under the chapter Organism and Population, we are learning the major abiotic factors. Abiotic is nothing but the factors which are non-living. And as you know very well that under this ecology, the definition of the ecology is that interaction between living being and living being. We can call it as an abiotic and biotic. Second one, living being and non-living being. That is biotic and abiotic. So first we are learning about the factors of abiotic, means non-living beings. So then we will switch it on to the biotic. So here, abiotic is nothing but the non-living objects. The non-living objects like temperature, water, light and soil. So temperature, water, light and soil are the abiotic main factors which are very essential for life of any organism. Life of organism is dependent on the abiotic factors like temperature, water, light and the soil. We will see what are their importance. So first one is temperature. As you know very well that the earth is oval or egg shape, flattened at both the the poles, north pole as well as the south pole, where it is going to be tilted just at 22.5 degrees, isn't it? And it is going to be spinning around the sun along with the rotation, spinning at the same time revolving around the sun. From that, day and night is going to be taking place. On the basis of that, the temperature is very high and very low in a certain region. As you know very well that equator plane will be there. Say consider it is an earth, and on this earth the equator plane will be there. When you will going to be coming at the equator plane, the temperature will be very high. And when you go away from the equator, the temperature will go on decreases. Like the same. On the plane, the temperature is high. However, it will go on increases into the mountain level, the temperature decreases. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಊಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮ್ಮರ್ ಸೀಸನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚಳಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹಿಮಾಚಲ ಪ್ರದೇಶ ಅಂತಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. Isn't it? That is the temperature is low. What makes it? That is the tilt and the twist of the earth revolving and spinning on the sun. So that all the dependent on the organism, as we call it as a temperature. So the temperature is the most important of any organism. If it is in a pure plant, you know very well, autotrophs are there. Autotrophs are nothing but the organism which can synthesize their own food material, and generally we call them as producers. They are producing, we are consuming them. ನೀನು ಜೋಳ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬರ್ತದ ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮನೆಗೆ, ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಾಗ ಗೋಧಿ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬರ್ತದ, ಅಕ್ಕಿ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬರ್ತದ, ಬೇಳೆ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬರ್ತದ. No, they can be produced from the plant. Plant edar mukantara through the help of the sunlight by photosynthesis, and that sunlight consists of both the temperature itself. So here the temperature is a very essential under this. So under this temperature, when we go to an organism distributed, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಚೆದರಿದಾವೆ, ಒಂದ ಕಡೆ ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರೇಲಿಯಾದಾಗ, ಅಮೇರಿಕಾದಾಗ, ಸೌತ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ, ನಾರ್ತ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ, ಯುರೋಪ್ ಕಾಂಟಿನೆಂಟ್, ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಬ್ರಿಟನ್, ಆಫ್ರಿಕಾ, Asia, like that 7 continent. You know very well, in all those continents the different organisms have been distributed, and that all due to the temperature. So organisms are classified into two types, called as a eurythermal and stenothermal, on the basis of a temperature. So what is that? The organism which can tolerate and thrive. ಅವು ಟಾಲರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತವೆ ಮತ್ತು ಜೀವಿಸ್ತವೆ on a wide range of temperature. Wide range means above 40 degrees, 50 degrees, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 degrees Celsius. Such organisms are called as eurythermal. Whereas organisms which can tolerate and thrive narrow range of temperature, they are called as stenothermal. So eurythermal and stenothermal are the two different type of organisms classified on the basis of the temperature. And the organism which can tolerate and thrive a wide range of temperature, they are called as eurythermal. Wide range, as you know very well that if we go for the thermal vents, yes, thermal vents ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತವೆ. The thermal pools, ಬಿಸಿ ನೀರಿನ ಬುಗ್ಗೆಗಳು ಅಂತ. The temperature is more than or approximately 100 degrees Celsius. ಇವಾಗ ಟವಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಗಂಟು ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ತಾಸು ಇಟ್ಟು ತೆಗೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅದು ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಹಣ್ಣಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ನೀರು ಕುದಿತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಸಿ ನೀರಿನ ಬುಗ್ಗೆಗಳು ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಕಲ್ತಿರ್ತೀರ. Isn't it? So such one, the wide, in that also, as you know, Thermus aquaticus is an organism, bacteria, which even going to be growing there. That is the one. Organisms are classified into two types. One is eurythermal and another one is the stenothermal on the basis of their temperature. Whereas the second one is water. Next to the temperature, water is the most vital. Vital ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕ್ರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ organisms ಸತ್ತು ಹೋಗ್ತವೆ. Temperature ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು, water ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು, light ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ organisms ಸತ್ತು ಹೋಗ್ತವೆ. So we use a word vital. So water is the most important, second vital abiotic factor. And when we consider about the water, you know very well that two type of water were there, fresh water and saline water. Fresh water which is used for drinking purpose and saline water is used for, you know very well. Yes. So like that, organisms has been classified on the basis of that. On the basis of the salinity, what we are going to be drinking the water, their salinity is 5 ppm parts per million. ppm. Below 5 milligram parts per million. 5 ppm. 5 ppm parts per million is the normal range of salt present in the water. So we call it as a fresh water. So mineral water. More than that, it is considered as a salinity. Salinity, uppu, chara, because its pH, you know very well, decreases like below 4, 3, 2, 1 pH range. Isn't it? It is going to be showing acidity. Simply. So salinity. So the organisms which can tolerate a wide range of salinity, those organisms are called as euryhaline. Organism who can tolerate a wide range of salinity, that is called as euryhaline. Whereas an organism which can tolerate a narrow range of salinity, they are called as stenohaline. ಇವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ನದಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಮೀನುಗಳು ಸಿಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಯೂರಿನ್ಹಲೈನ್ or stenohaline, they are the stenohaline. ಯೂರಿನ್ಹಲೈನ್ ಸಮುದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುವಂತಹ ಮೀನುಗಳು ಅತಿ ಉಪ್ಪುದಲ್ಲಿ. That is about the water. Whereas third comes about light. So light is the most important, as I said that all living organism, whether it may be herbivore or it may be carnivore, is dependent on the light. If it is an herbivore, it has to be synthesize its own food material, as we call it as an autotrophs. For that, it is need light. Whereas if we like non-synthesizing the food substance, we are dependent on those producers like plant products. Isn't it? So without plant, we cannot survive, because without light, plant cannot survive. We are dependent on plant, and plant is dependent on light. So light is very essential. So light. So in that, wavelength of light is different. Wavelength, you know very well, light is containing of both the temperature as well as light. So we consider it as an intensity. Intensity, the wavelength of intensity. You know very well that with GR, the different colors will be there. They have a different range of wavelength. On the basis of that, they are going to be considered to be as an intensified. So like that, the plants are also need and animals are also need this light. But what plant are in need for synthesizing their food material called as photosynthesis. So in this, two types were there. The plants are classified into two types: long day plant and the short day plant. Long day plants are nothing but they produce the flower at a large time of light. Say for example, ಇವಾಗ ಜೂನ್ ದಿಂದ ತಗೊಳ್ರಿ ನೀವು ಜೂನ್ ದಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ 22ರವರೆಗೆ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲಿ ಲಿಸನ್. June 21st to December 21st we consider it as summer solstice. Summer solstice ಅಂದ್ರೆ 5 ಗಂಟೆ 30 ನಿಮಿಷದಿಂದ 5 ಗಂಟೆ 45 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಹುಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಸಂಜೆ 6:30 ಪೌನೆ 7:00 7 ಗಂಟೆವರೆಗೆ 7 ಗಂಟೆ 10 ನಿಮಿಷದವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಲೈಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. The duration of the light is long, so we call such plant. During that the crops will come. ಜೋಳ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಹತ್ತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So long duration of a plant, they are going to be producing the flower. So we consider them as a long duration of a plant. Whereas a short duration of a plant, December, January, ಅವಾಗ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಂಟರ್ ಸೀಸನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಹಗಲು ಚಿಕ್ಕದು ರಾತ್ರಿ ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತಾವ್ ನಾವು. Is it because sunset and sunrise will become very different? Availability of daylight is decreases. So short day plant. So that depends on photo period, photo light period. The how many hours in 24 hours of a day the light is available, that is considered as photo period. Right? That is for the plant. Whereas for the animals, you know very well. ಇವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಿಚನ್ ರೂಮ್ ದಲ್ಲಾಗಲಿ ಬಾತ್ರೂಮ್ ದಲ್ಲಾಗಲಿ ಲೈಟ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಕಾಕ್ರೋಚ್ಗಳು ಸಂತೆ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓಡೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತವೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಹೇಟ್ ದ ಲೈಟ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ PUC ದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ತಿರ್ತೀರ ನೀವು. We call them as nocturnal animals and diurnal animals. Nocturnal animals are nothing but the animals which lives in darkness or which hate the light. And diurnal, they are active during the daytime. The animals which are active during daytime, they are called as diurnal. The animals which are active during the night time, they are called as nocturnal. Gube irutte, owl, we can say that is a nocturnal. It is going to be active during the night hours. Bat is there, nocturnal. Cockroach is there, nocturnal. Diurnal, you know, parrot, like they are. Whereas the last abiotic factor called as soil. You know very well, soil is very essential for the plant as well as the animal. ನೀವು ಮನೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿಸ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಂಪು ಮಣ್ಣು ಐತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕರಿ ಮಣ್ಣು ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಮನೆ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಮನೆ ಕಟ್ಟೋದು ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಗ್ರೋ. The grain of the soil is essential. If the grains are larger, the space between the grain is more, the availability of oxygen is high, fertility of the soil increases, water holding capacity increases. ನೋಡಿ ಬರೀ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಾರ್ಜರ್. ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಕಣಗಳು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಕಣ ಇತ್ತು, ಇದು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಯ್ತು, ಅವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇವೆರಡು ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಕಣಗಳು, 3 ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಕಣಗಳು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹಿಡಿಬಹುದು, ವಾಟರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಪರ್ಕೋಲೇಷನ್, water holding capacity, availability of manure in it, so we consider it as a humus, fertility. So these all are matters for this soil itself. So soil, light, water, temperature are major abiotic factors. I hope you have understood. The rest of others we will discuss it into the next. Okay, thank you. Thank you all.